Hello, my little honeybees. It's Monday and it's time for a new lecture, a new week 8, lecture 6. Now it's time for grammar and writing. Are you ready? Okay, follow up with me. The video or the lecture, as you know, this time will be divided into two parts, grammar and writing. What are you going to be able to do at the end of the grammar part? You will be able to identify subjects and the predicates of the sentence. You will be able also to recognize compound subjects, and you will be able to recognize compound predicates. What do we mean by compound subjects and compound predicates? Stay up with me and you will know everything. Let's start first with this little bee. Examine the following sentence. Let's see what the sentence says. The bees were buzzing among the flowers. The bees were buzzing among the flowers. Is it a complete sentence? Ask yourself, is it a complete sentence? Does it have a naming part, a telling part, and a complete idea? If you remember before we took that the complete sentence must have a naming part, telling part, and a complete idea. Yes, if I ask myself who or what the sentence is talking about, it's talking about the bees. This is the first part. What is the sentence telling me about the bees were buzzing among the flowers? This is the second part. Does it have a complete idea? Yes, it has a complete idea. So it is a complete sentence. What are the main components to make up a sentence? Again, we repeat, we said we must have naming part, telling part, and the complete idea. The naming part is the part that we call the subject, and the telling part is the part that we call the predicate. So from now on, we should stop using the words or the names, naming part and telling part, and you must start using the words subjects and predicates. Okay? Let's go to the details now. What is the subject? Let's see what is the subject. The subject is what or whom the sentence is about. Again, we repeat, the subject is what or whom the sentence is about, or simply ask yourself, what is the sentence talking about? Who is the sentence talking about? You will get the answer for the subject. Sometimes we call the subject the naming part. What do we call it? We call it the naming part. Sometimes to make it easier for you. From now on, we agree that we have to use the word subject. Okay? Example. Let's take the example here. The player missed the sports period last week. What is the subject? Who is the sentence talking about? The sentence is talking about the player. Excellent. The player. You see, the subject is the player. Here, the player is the complete subject. If you notice that we took all the words that talk about the subject, a player, so we call the player the complete subject. Again, I repeat, the subject is what or whom the sentence is talking about. Sometimes we call it the naming part. All the words in the subject that talk about the subject in the sentence, we call it complete subject. What do we call it? We call complete subject. What about the predicate? Let's see. What is the predicate? The predicate explains what the subject is or has done. So the predicate is the part that talks about the subject, the part in the sentence that tells us what is the subject or what the subject has done. Okay? So the predicate is the part that tells what the subject is or has done. And as we agreed that sometimes we call the predicate the telling part, but from now on we must call it predicate. Okay? We use the word predicate. Example. Let's take an example. The player missed the sports period last week. The same example. We agreed that the player is the subject. But where is the predicate? Ask yourself, what about the player? What must I know about the player? Missed the sports period last week. So the sentence is telling me that the player missed the sports period last week. All of the words in this part, missed the sports period last week, we call it the complete predicate. You see, all the words till the end of the sentence after the subject till the end of the sentence is the complete predicate. Okay? And you might say that we have missed the verb. Yes, the verb, the complete predicate starts with the verb. So till now we can differentiate between the subject and the predicate. The subject is the part that tells whom or what the sentence is about. We call it naming part. All the words in the subject, we call them the complete subject. The predicate is the part in the sentence that explains what the subject is or has done, and we call it telling part. All the words after the subject till the end of the sentence, we call it the complete predicate. Now we have to talk more about the subject. We have to talk about the simple subject. What is the simple subject? When do we say we have a simple subject? The simple subject is the main noun or pronoun in the complete subject. You see, the simple subject is a part of the complete subject. It's the main noun or pronoun. Main noun or pronoun. In other words, it's mainly what I'm talking about. If we remove the main subject, it will affect the meaning of the sentence. If we remove the main subject, it will affect the meaning of the sentence. I will not know who I'm talking about. So the simple subject is a part of the complete subject. It's the main noun or pronoun. Example, the same example. The player missed the sports period last week. If you remember, we said that the player is the complete subject, right? Let's look for the simple subject. The simple subject is a part of the complete subject, the player. Okay, and we said that the simple subject is the main noun or pronoun. So I have the and the player. What is the main noun or pronoun? Player. That is an article. We cannot use that as simple subject. So player is the main subject or simple subject. It's better to use the word simple subject. Okay, so player is the simple subject in the sentence. If I remove player, I say the missed the sports period last week. Would I understand who the sentence is talking about? No. So I cannot remove player. So this confirms that player is the simple subject. Simple predicate now. What simple predicate means? Simple predicate is the main verb in the complete predicate. Simply, it's the main verb in the complete predicate. We said that the predicate starts from the verb after the subject till the end of the sentence, right? The verb at the beginning of the predicate, complete predicate, is called the simple predicate. Simply. Example, the player missed the sports period last week. Missed the sports period last week. Okay? So, where does the predicate start from? It starts from missed till week. Missed the sports period last week is the complete predicate. But what is the simple predicate? The simple predicate is the main verb. Okay? What is the main verb here? Missed. So missed is the simple predicate in this sentence. Missed is the main or simple predicate in this sentence. Let's practice to understand more. Underline the complete subject and circle the simple subject in each sentence. Here we have to underline the complete subject and circle the simple subject. Okay? Number one, the student was late. Who? The student. This is the complete subject. What is the simple subject? What is the main noun or pronoun? Student. Excellent. So student is the simple subject. Two, she played the piano beautifully. Who? She. She. Pronoun only. It's the simple subject. That's right. One word. Yes, I can have one word in the complete subject. And at the same time, it's the simple subject. Why? Because it's a pronoun. When I use a pronoun, I don't add more words to it. So the pronoun is considered the complete subject and the simple subject at the same time. Three, the great magician lost his rabbit. Who? The great magician. This is the complete subject, the great magician. But what is the simple subject, the main noun, the one that it will affect the meaning if I remove it? Magician. For sure, magician is the simple subject. If I say the great only, the great lost his rabbit, do I understand anything? No, great here is not a noun, so it's not considered the simple subject. 4, birds protect their babies. Who or what I'm talking about? Birds. Excellent. Birds is the complete subject and it's the noun. It's only the noun. Here I used only this noun, so it is also the simple subject. Okay? You see, it's similar when I use a pronoun or just one noun in the subject. We consider it the simple subject and the complete subject at the same time. Now let's practice the predicates. Underline the complete predicate and circle the simple predicate in each sentence. I have to underline the complete predicate and circle the simple predicate in each sentence. Number 1, the student was late. Yes, I have the same sentences. That's right. What I'm trying to tell you about the student was late. Was late is the complete predicate. What is the main verb here? Was. So it is the simple predicate. Was is the simple predicate. Number 2, she played the piano beautifully. What I'm trying to tell you about she played the piano beautifully. Play the piano beautifully is the complete predicate. But what is the simple predicate? The main verb played. 3, the great magician lost his rabbit. What about the great magician lost his rabbit is the complete predicate. What is the simple predicate? The main verb lost. 4, birds protect their babies. What about the birds? They protect their babies. Protect their babies is the complete predicate. But what is the simple predicate? The main verb protect. You see? Simple and easy. Okay, guys, so now we have finished from the simple and complete subjects and the predicates. We have to move to the compound subjects and the predicates. Let's start first with the compound subject. Let's take the example first of all. Tom and Jerry are best friends. What is the subject here? Who or what the sentence is talking about? The sentence is talking about Tom and Jerry. Okay, so the subject is Tom and Jerry. If you notice here that I'm talking about two animals, maybe, or two things, or sometimes I will be talking about two or more persons. So, in other words, we can say that here in this subject, I have more than one simple subject. Okay, I have more than one simple subject. And if you notice also that both simple subjects are joined or connected with another word or a connecting word, which is and here. We call it a conjunction. Okay. Again, I repeat, you notice that the subject here is or includes more than one simple subject, and the simple subjects are joined with another word. We call it a conjunction. So this is what we call compound subject. Okay. What is the subject in this sentence? Tom and Jerry, and we call it compound subject. The compound subject is two or more simple subjects with same predicate. If you notice that Tom and Jerry are doing the same action, they have the same predicate, are best friends, right? Okay, Tom and Jerry is the compound subject because I have more than one simple subject and they are usually joined by the conjunction and or. Okay, so sometimes, not sometimes, when we have compound subjects, they must be joined by a conjunction. Maybe it could be and, or it could be or. Okay, so the compound subject, again, I repeat, is or includes more than one simple subject. They have one predicate, the same predicate, and the subjects must be joined together by the conjunctions and or. Compound predicate. Now let's see what are we going to learn about compound predicates. Do you think it's similar to the compound subject? Let's see. Let's take the example first. Tina fell down and hurt her knee. First of all, whom I'm talking about here? I'm talking about Tina. Tina is the subject. Forget about it. Let's look at the predicate. What is the complete predicate? Fell down and hurt her knee. What happened to Tina? Fell down and hurt her knee. If you notice here that two actions happened to Tina. Fell down, hurt her knee. The predicate fell down and hurt her knee here include, the predicate includes more than one action. Fell down, hurt her knee. So the predicate here includes more than one action. And also if you notice that the both actions are joined or connected with and. So this is what we call a compound predicate. The compound predicate is two or more simple predicates with same subject. You see, both actions here happen to the same subject, happen to Tina. Okay, and I have two verbs here in this sentence. So the compound predicate is two or more simple predicates, two or more verbs with the same subject. And how are they usually joined? They are usually joined by the conjunctions and, but, or. I might find and or but or. Okay? So the compound subject, again, we repeat, the compound subject is when I have in the subject more than one simple subject joined by one of the conjunctions and or. In the compound predicate, when I say that I have a compound predicate, when the predicate includes two or more, sorry, not one, two or more simple predicates, two or more verbs, that are joined with the conjunctions and, or, but, or. Okay, you want to practice about compound subjects and compound predicates. Why not? Let's practice. Underline the compound subject and circle the conjunction. Here I have to underline the compound subject and just circle the conjunction that I used to join or to make a compound subject. Number one, the cows and sheep grazed freely across the farm. The cows and sheep grazed freely across the farm. What I'm talking about here, the cows and sheep. The cows and sheep is the compound subject. The cows and sheep. Okay, what conjunction did I use to make a compound subject? I used the conjunction and. Two, apples, oranges, and pears fill the fruit basket. Apples, oranges, and pears fill the fruit basket. What I'm talking about? I'm talking about apples, oranges, and pears. The compound subject is apples, oranges, and pears. What conjunction did I use to make a compound subject? I used and. So we circle and. Three, the teacher or the supervisor surprised the students. The teacher or the supervisor surprised the students. Who I'm talking about? The teacher or the supervisor. It is the compound subject. What conjunction did I use to join the both subjects? I used or. So I circle or. Four, Gwen, Juanita, or Marcus will leave the team tonight. What is the subject? Compound subject. Gwen, Juanita, or Marcus. What conjunction did I use to make a compound subject? I used the conjunction or. Okay? I used the conjunction or. Now it's time to practice the compound predicate. Underline the compound predicate and circle the conjunction. The ducks flew overhead and landed in the water. What is the compound predicate? Flew overhead and landed in the water. We started from the first verb till the end of the sentence. That's right. What conjunction did I use to make a compound predicate? I used and. So I circle and. Two, Tanya walked or biked to school every day. Tanya walked or biked to school every day. What is the compound predicate? Walked or biked to school every day. What is the conjunction I used to make a compound predicate? I used or only. Three, the glass fell off the table but didn't smash. The glass fell off the table but didn't smash. What is the compound predicate? Fell off the table but didn't smash. What conjunction did I use to make a compound predicate? I used a but. Okay. Number four, Kina finished her project and went to the science fair. What is the compound predicate here? I used, the compound predicate here is finished her project and went to the science fair. And I used the conjunction and to make a compound predicate. I hope that the compound subjects and compound predicates are clear for you now. Okay, guys, now we have reached the second part and the last part in our lecture, which is writing. What are you going to be able to do at the end of this part? At the end of the writing part, you will be able to identify the details and concluding sentences of a paragraph. A concluding sentence. Yes, if you remember that the last lecture we started with the topic sentence, the first part of the paragraph. Now we have to continue with the second and third part of the paragraph. The second and third parts of the paragraph are the details and the concluding sentence. Reminder, let's start first with the reminder, which is about the topic sentence or the introductory sentence. Just to remind you about something, when we say introductory sentence, we mean that it gives a general background about the topic. It's optional, yes, it's optional for you. But the main sentence that we have to start the paragraph with is the topic sentence, because it introduces the reader to the topic of your paragraph, and you have to try to make it exciting, okay? So the first part of the paragraph is the topic sentence that introduces the reader to the topic of your paragraph, and it is the top bun in the hamburger sandwich. Now we move to the second part of the paragraph, which is the details. The details are very important, okay? What are the details? Details are the main points, reasons, or examples. But what main points, reasons, or examples? Main points about the topic that I mentioned in the topic sentence. Okay, you see the main points and reasons about the main idea that I mentioned in the topic sentence. Be sure to add at least 3 reasons, examples, or main points that support the introductory or topic sentence. So at least you must add 3 details, okay? What did we compare the details to in the hamburger sandwich? We compared the details to the ingredients, which are the cheese, meat, lettuce, and tomato. These reasons, examples, or points are the lettuce, tomato, cheese, and meat of the paragraph. Okay? So again, I repeat, the details are the main points that talk about the main idea mentioned in the topic sentence. They must be at least 3 details in the paragraph. Be sure to add delicious details. What do I mean by adding delicious details? A good paragraph includes details that describe or tell about the main points or reasons. They must stick to the topic. That's what we mean by delicious details. They must stick to the topic. They must talk about the topic mentioned in the topic sentence, not another about another topic. For example, if I say in the topic sentence, my favorite trip was last summer to Turkey. In the details, must I talk about the activities that I did in my trip to China? No, because I mentioned in the topic sentence that I will talk about my trip to Turkey. So the details must be about my trip to Turkey. Details should be delicious or interesting. Delicious or interesting. When you write a hamburger paragraph, compare your details to all of the yummy parts of a hamburger, such as the lettuce, tomato, cheese, and meat. Which detail doesn't quite belong, okay? In order to avoid writing unrelated details, I put this example for you. Let's read it and try to figure out what is the unrelated detail. I really love my brother. So this is the topic sentence. The topic sentence shows that I will talk about my brother. His name is Jeff and he is super funny. One of my favorite things to do with my brother is playing video games. Till now, I'm still talking about my brother. That's right. I talked about his name. I talked about his personality. I said that he's super funny. And I talked about the favorite things we do together. He always reads me stories. This is also about my brother. Okay. Sometimes my sister cries at night. Stop a minute for a moment. What about my sister? Am I supposed to talk about my sister in this paragraph? No, I'm talking about my brother and why I really love him. So must I add the details about my sister? No. So here The unrelated detail is the sentence. Sometimes my sister cries at night, and this will make your reader feels that that the paragraph is weak. That's why we must not add unrelated details. This sentence must be crossed out to make a good or well organized paragraph. The last sentence, maybe my brother will play a video game with me tonight. So let's read it again after we crossed out the unrelated sentence or detail. I really love my brother. His name is Jeff and he is super funny. One of my favorite things to do with my brother is playing video games. He always reads me stories. Maybe my brother will play a video game with me tonight. So you see, now it's a great paragraph that talks about one topic or one main idea. The trouble with too much details, even adding too much details is not good. How would a hamburger taste if it had ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, pickles, lettuce, tomatoes, barbecue sauce, Swiss cheese, spicy cheese, and olives on top? Too much, right? Yeah, it will not be delicious at all. It will be disgusting. So that's what too much details do to the paragraph. A writer can add too much detail to a paragraph as well, but if your paragraph is pages and pages long, you will eventually lose the interest of your reader. In other words, if you add too much details, your reader will feel bored and will not be able to complete reading your paragraph till the end. So just stick like to 4 to 5 details. It will be perfect for you. Okay. Now the last part in the paragraph, which is the bottom bun in the hamburger sandwich, it is the concluding sentence. What do we mean by concluding sentence? Let's see. The bottom bun of a hamburger helps to hold all of the ingredients together. For sure, if we don't put the bottom bun, all the ingredients will fall down. The same happens for the details. If we don't add a concluding sentence, okay, the details will fall down. Sorry, will fall down. It works with the top bun to keep the meat, cheese, tomato, and lettuce from falling on the floor. The concluding sentence of a paragraph helps hold all of the sentences together. It works with the introductory sentence to keep the details from falling apart. So you see, the concluding sentence and the bottom bun have the same function. The concluding sentence should be interesting and let your reader know that you are finished writing. It wraps everything. So, in order to write a good concluding sentence, you can restate the topic sentence in different words, or you can suggest something new for your readers. It's very important to show your reader that you have finished writing your paragraph. Okay? So now that we have reached the end of our lecture, little bees, thank you for listening. I hope everything is clear for you. Now it's time for you to go and solve the worksheet. Try your best. And I'm waiting to see you tomorrow in the live session. Stay safe. Bye bye.